been doing this for years, and sometimes we have a special guest. And today, Ann Kernahan has brought to us the root of everything we do here at Deanne Fitzpatrick Studio. Because without this, tell me, who is this, Ann?
Well, this is a little ram born April 4th.
Yeah.
So just almost a month old.
Only a month old. So
and
large.
he's his mother's named Twinkly Lynn.
Yeah.
And she was a bottle baby of my daughter's.
Right.
So she's about 3. And he is a North Country Cheviot and Dorset mix.
Okay. And do you breed these lambs?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Yeah. And today you brought a ram.
Yes.
How come you chose to bring us a ram from Ballymena Farm? Ann has Ballymena Farm near Perthborough,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Well, I brought a ram because a lot of the little lambs, of course, are kind of skittish and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this guy's not.
No.
And he's very sort of fearless and calm, and so he's not as alarmed on the way up and while he's here and stuff.
So in a year, well, do you share them twice a year or once a year?
Once a year.
Once a year.
Coming up soon.
Coming up soon. So he's not going to be showing.
He
yet.
won't be, no, but his mother
that's
will.
The sheep.
Yeah.
His mother will. And when he grows, like in a year, how deep will his wool be?
About like that.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's a sort of medium quality wool sheep. He's largely a meat sheep, really.
Yeah, he's yeah. And have a seat.
I did bring wool in that I can show you from my sheep.
From your sheep. Tell me, Ann, why you are retired, right?
Yeah, retired teacher.
Yeah. And what brought you to sheep?
Well, I was brought up on a cattle farm,
right?
But I guess I like sheep because they were good with children. You know, cattle are kind of they can be dangerous and stuff with children and stuff, and so really sheep seemed to be the best choice for me, and they're easy for me to handle as like one person can handle a sheep. His mother would be about 150 pounds probably. Yeah. As opposed to 1,000-pound cow.
Right. Yeah. And tell me about your process. Now you're raising sheep, you're raising lamb for meat mainly.
Yes.
Right. And your wool, are you able to sell your wool now?
Well, wool is worth very, very little.
Isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
Because it's so expensive as a skein.
That's right. Yeah. The process of making that skein is, I guess, makes it expensive. But so my wool, I will get a lot of wool, and I will, I don't know.
Hundreds.
Really, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what I do with it is I sometimes will take the best off it and take it. We'll make that over there. You'll see. Okay.
I'm going to bring that over here.
So and I take my best wool, like that's not got hay and stuff in it.
So this has been carded.
This has been carded in her. She has a mill.
Yeah.
So she takes the raw wool and with it carded and then into that, and I make duvets and things like that. Cotton.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I bet that's beautiful.
Yeah, she can also press that down and felt it into a felted mat too. Yeah, she do lots of things. Yeah, she can make rovings and all kinds of things.
Yeah, so you use the best of your wool. Because you call them dags, the end of the there's parts that are not so good to use, right? Yeah.
Has a large garden, and he puts it on his vegetables to suppress the weeds and stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and the nutrients from the wool goes into back into the land and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so fun to have him here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he doesn't look like, and he's from a farm owned by Marg Zillig over near Windsor. And this Dorset is this like woolly.
Is there Dorset cattle like that too? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing about the Dorset. And of course, the thing we don't realize is that every sheep gives us, well, every breed of sheep gives us a different kind of wool, right?
Oh, yes.
We forget that. Like, yeah.
There's wool, sheep strictly for wool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like merinos, I imagine.
Are strictly for wool.
Maybe people eat them.
But yeah, they do eat merino, some, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, for sure they do. Because I went to visit friends who had a sheep farm, and we were talking about that there's it's a little different flavor to the meat depending on the breed of the sheep sometimes. which I
On
found
what they're fed.
interesting.
What they're
Probably
fed.
too what they're
Yeah.
fed, because merino live up in the mountains and eat a lot of
Right. And you have some sheep living on islands eating seaweed, apparently. Like,
right.
these guys are entirely grass fed.
Right.
They eat grass and hay. They
Yeah.
don't eat any grain.
Do you have to buy hay, or do you?
Yeah, I
just
have to buy hay.
You have to buy hay. Yeah. Yeah.
I buy it over in Sackville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a real love for.
Do you sleep?
No. His eyes are a little bit closed, but you have a real love for your animals, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
And I have retired sheep too.
Oh, you do?
That
are just pets.
That just hang around. Many of them are named.
What brings
somebody, like, for instance, with a set of trips, something happened to the mother or something like that, or there was no milk, sometimes that happens, then it's a source of food.
Yeah.
And they become extremely attached to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then she was a very clever animal, and so she still exists on the farm. I do, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that you do. I've seen you in here lots of times.
Do you sweaters on them?
Often. Oh, do you? You put little sweaters on the sheep.
Yeah.
What a great little design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
For 13 years.
Oh,
but my farm, it was farm.
Yeah, I remember your mother well. I really liked your mom. She was a great woman. She was very.
But she loved the sheep.
She was very direct and interesting. Your mother was. She'd tell you a story.
You want to have a little drink?
Want to have a little drink? He's going to have a little drink now. See.
He's probably not really used to drinking water yet.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to run down and get Anne a little something. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go behind you, Ange.
Oh, sorry.
I'll be right back. You guys talk to the sheep.
You want to get down for a minute? Poor old stump.
So you said he's part of a triplet?
No, he's a twin.
Or twin? And
Yep.
is the other one a boy too? Or?
Jeez. I think they were both boys, yeah. And they're both big.
Oh.
And they're getting the twins are getting really big for their mother. So when I feed put the hay down for the mothers, this guy is constantly running from U to U, stealing milk from everybody in sundry that he can get, because he can't get enough to eat, this guy. Yeah.
No wonder he's so big at 1 month.
He is. He really is a nice sized sheep.
And you're right, he is very confident. Like Mom.
That's right. He doesn't walk around afraid. Yeah.
And why does he have that little pink mark on him? I have to ask that.
Well, that's a waxy crayon that I used to mark the sheep for one reason or another. Like, for instance, if they were lame, I'd mark the area they were lame. But this guy just put a little pink dot on him, so this morning I could walk out and find him fast.
Oh, that's why.
Before we came, yeah.
That's why you got.
And he has another little mark there that would have been when he was born. I would have matched him to his mother, so I could also find him quickly.
So, what's the process of lambing in the spring? When does it start usually?
This year we started around the 1st of April.
Okay.
So, and it's a very exciting time. This is my favorite time of the whole sheep cycle. And it just means you're up in the night. You spend a lot of time in the barn.
Yeah.
A lot of time with the sheep.
Yeah.
And they do need, I mean, a lot of them don't need any assistance, but you never know when somebody's going to need.
Yeah.
Or things going to go wrong and you want to be there because you don't have a very long, you only have a certain amount of time to save them if you have to.
Yeah.
So and then they're born all through the night and all through the day.
Right. So if your sleep is erratic.
Yeah. Well, I would get up at 1 and then 5 o'clock.
And they'll suckle right to their mom as soon as they're born, most of them.
Yep. That's the thing you got to make sure of.
Yeah. That you're
going
to get them.
So once they've suckled, when they get up, if they stretch, like, that they've had their milk.
Yeah.
The stretching is very important. Yeah.
Tell me that again. If they get up.
Yeah, that's how I know if they're drinking.
Okay.
Because they drink so quickly.
Yeah.
And they're so tired when they're first born that I suppose when they get up, like when I go in to look at them and they get up and they give a big stretch, then I know then they're drank. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they're born either in the field or in the barn.
Yeah. And
then as soon as they're born, I pick them up and bring them in, and their mother follows, and I put them in what's called a lambing jug.
Yeah.
And it's about maybe 4 by 6, 4 by 8. And they stay in there for 24, 48 hours. So I can make sure that they're bonded and all is well.
Right. Okay.
And the mother get lots of, downtime. And
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Lie down? No.
Now, you said the temperament of a ram is different than the temperament of a lamb, a baby lamb.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
not at first when they're born, but like as the ram gets bigger, they're just not bothered by a lot of things.
Yeah.
They're very, very tough.
Yeah, they're just strong.
They're tough
They're
in
strong animals, right?
Yeah, they're tough in physically, and they don't seem to be as worried about things. So that's why I brought him. Plus, he and his sibling were the first ones born, so they're the oldest.
Yeah, the oldest and the strongest. So if you let him go now, what would he do? Just go for a little walk around?
I don't know. You want to go
Hard to
for what?
say.
He finds the floor hard to stand on. I
It's
think.
slippery for him,
Go ahead.
isn't it?
No, he's just going to pose.
He's just going to pose.
Look at
Just
that.
says, "Oh."
He's got the.
And now he's gonna
oh,
pee.
and now he's going to pee.
Well, that's good.
Okay. Well,
That's okay.
he actually cannot control that. He can never learn to control that.
He can never learn to control that.
No.
So you could never really have a pet lamb in a house. And he's got
No.
a good drop of pee.
Yeah,
hasn't
he peed before he came into. I'm sorry about this.
Don't worry
he's gonna
about
walk
it.
to it
Just
in a
let him be.
minute.
I don't think you can stop it now, Ann.
No.
We're going to get it right away.
Is there
Still
anything?
going.
I'm not going to bother till he's finished. You're pretty good. Yeah.
Some wool to soak it up anywhere? Look at him. He's
Yeah.
very proud of himself. See, he's
Look
very
at that.
self-assured.
And
And rams are
you're
self-assured.
saying that a lamb can look. I can't believe this.
It seems to be going into the fort. Don't walk in it.
Well, I'll clean it up. Yeah, we don't want him to walk in it.
No,
You said
He's
you brought
so
some paper
warm.
towels
he's warm in here, I think.
up there.
You okay? And
Okay.
he has a tag too, but his tag got caught on the fence and pulled
Oh,
out.
well, here. We're going to clean that up now. Yeah. It's got a good strong odor too, doesn't it? Yeah. Look at that.
It's almost entirely milk.
It's
So,
almost entirely milk.
Yeah, I don't think he would drink much water at this stage, but except what I brought in for him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a very interesting show.
you
Aren't
don't
you
usually do this on
something?
the show.
No.
Housework.
No, we don't usually do this on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I better get something to give that another wipe. I'll bring that out to get garbage across the street.
There's a garbage can there, Dan.
There's a
Yeah,
garbage
I'm
can
gonna
right
smell.
there. Okay,
No,
great.
wait, on the other side. The bucket right here.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, I don't want to bother you now, but I'm just going to give this a little spray. Does that bother you? I don't know your name.
He doesn't
I
really have a
forget.
name.
He doesn't?
We just call him Pet.
We're just going to. Do you think he's going to get a name?
No, I don't think he is.
He's.
I do
Sorry,
not keep
that's not
boys on the
good.
farm. No.
You do not keep boys
no,
on the farm?
No. You don't keep, male sheep on the farm.
And why do you prefer female sheep, Ann?
Well, it's very hard to keep males and females separated, and you have to do that by around 3.5, 4 months.
Okay.
The males and females have to be separated,
Oh.
and they have to be taken, separated from their mothers too.
Oh.
So they require quite a lot of fencing to keep them in.
Right. So that's a different story. I'm just going to
Yeah.
wash my hands here.
So,
How many lambs did you have for how many babies?
well, last year we had 50 some. This year we're at 22, but that's just because we had a lot. We retired quite a few ewes this year, 5 ewes. So, but next year we'll have a few more probably. But it goes up and down.
So it's very interesting that we don't really, a lot of us end up hardly ever thinking about the sheep, as we're hooking or whatever. It's not like the first thing on our
Mhm.
mind, but it is really the root of what we're doing.
That's
And
right.
It's one of the things I love about rug hooking is that everything we're using, like linen or jute or wool,
Mm.
it's just not going to harm anything. It's just all going back to the earth, really.
Actually, the other thing
Yeah.
about that, the man who takes all my wool, he's part of a flax growing experiment, I think, here in
Oh,
Nova
yes,
Scotia.
I read about that.
Yeah, and they're going to try some of the wool around that too, I
Yeah.
guess, this year.
Yeah.
somehow. You
with
like
the
that,
flax.
don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Pat.
That's really
Yeah.
interesting. Well, thank you, Anne. I
Well,
have a
you're
small
very
gift
welcome.
for you.
Well, thank you very
And
much.
It's by Kaylee Cook. She's a potter, and it is.
Thank you very much.
You can open it, and I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay.
Oh, there he goes.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Wow, look at that. That looks part of a sweater on the front of it.
Ah, that's right. She knits with wool on.
Just I better get him.
Yeah, you want to get her?
Come on back.
Yeah.
Come on
Get
back.
him. Get him.
Yeah.
Um,
There he is.
She knits, and then she attaches it to, and it has to be natural fiber. It has to be wool in order for it to go in the kiln. She knits and she attaches it to a mug, which she makes. And so that's something for you to have your tea in.
Well, thank
and
you
that's
very much.
Kaylee Cook Pottery in Sackville, New Brunswick. So
That's
anyway,
beautiful. Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah.
It's so fun to have met you under these circumstances. We've met lots of times before.
Yeah.
But
Well, thank you for
bring your
having
sheet.
us.
Oh, you're so
And
welcome.
thank you for. I want to take them home.
Yes.
Angela. Yeah.
You can never have just one sheep. You need to have three.
You have to
Because
have 3.
they like to be in a flock.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we
Thank
better
you very
hook
much.
something here.
Grab your mic
Okay.
there.
All right.
Get some
So
hooking done.
yeah, I'm going to get some hiking done. You're welcome to stay in or do whatever you like. It's just whatever you want. So I'm going to. So we're working on this little piece. It's 6 by 17, my new favorite size. And now I'm just going to add in some curly locks.
Do you need some help, Anne?
I'll just gather up a few things. Thank you for the tea.
Oh, you're welcome.
See you later.
You're so
Thank you,
welcome.
Ann.
See you, Ann.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
What an interesting thing to be doing in your retirement, right? Is to just decide I'm going to have sheep. You know, I'm going to have a farm, and lots of people do new things as they enter into studio, and that's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Really,
But-
you know,
I would think raising animals would be a lot of work for a retired person.
it is. Oh, Greg
Must
is
have
back.
lots of energy.
I
Greg
didn't
is
think
back.
you'd be in today, Greg.
I'm a little jet lagged.
I bet you are. Greg's been away for a few weeks. Hi, welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was Ann's. Okay. So I'm just going to get a little work done on this piece here. I'm kind of feeling like I want to wrap it up. So let's go get some sheep's wool, right? The sheep's wool right off the sheep. I have some in here, I think. I think that's appropriate for today. I'm just going to grab it here. Come on in with me if you want. So in with my creams. Let's see if I have any natural fleece. Oh, look at that. So this is from my friend Delia, who raises sheep. A different flock, a different breed than Anne's.
I could have snuggled him all day.
You could have really.
Oh my
You love
gosh.
animals,
I was on
don't
the
you?
floor with him. I was wrapped around him.
He's a
Oh,
lovely creature.
He was so.
He has a
calm.
lovely temperament. So I'm
Mhm.
just taking the sheep. This is like the sheep has been sheared and the wool has been washed. And I'm just going to go down here.
She said people were outside taking pictures with her on the sidewalk.
Oh, were they?
Uh-huh.
I love the innocence of creatures. I think that's one of the things you like about them too, isn't it, Angela? Just they just want to be cared for and fed and loved. It's really simple. Your hair looks really good today, Angela. Did you get it done last night or something?
Nope.
No, it's all
I
flipped.
just didn't wash it for a while.
Oh, easy. I wish mine worked like that. All right, it's all flipped out and pretty. So I'm going to bring in some more sheep's wool. And I'm going to go right up to the edge. There we go. Let's do some more over here. Let's use it all up. Might as well.
Does this rug have a name?
Well, what about... no, it doesn't really. I'm so bad at naming things, and I've named so many rugs over the years. You guys can give it a name if you want. I want to talk a little bit about our question last week. And one of the questions we asked, the question last week was, what do you think about this question? How can I be a better friend? And it really stirred up a lot of interest and a lot of controversy.
I know.
People felt differently about it. How can I be a better friend? What are you laughing at?
For some reason, you have
A
Dog
doggy
ears.
nose and ears,
doggy
and I don't know how
ears.
to get it off.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, just ignore it maybe and focus on the light.
Yeah. It'll go away.
Maybe it'll go away. So we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Who
What
I
did you
have a
press?
doggy nose and ears. Do you mean I do?
Yeah,
Well,
it's like a
thanks,
cartoon.
There. It's gone.
It's gone.
Thanks. That was really sweet of you, Terry. Oh, just
It was cute. It looked good on you.
forget about it.
And
Forget
it's
about
fitting
it.
for today with the animals.
There you
so.
go. When we were talking about creatures. So this is the story. A lot of people didn't like the question. They felt like it was too much to ask. And I was thinking, and a lot of people said, who could I ask that to? I think it is really, when we think about it, it's a very intimate question. It's only the question you would ask somebody if you really wanted to go deeper or be a better friend. Like if you felt like you needed to be a better friend to somebody, and that, or you know, I remember once talking to one friend, and I said, I just wish you didn't travel so much because I miss her when she goes away, and you know, that's how you could be a better friend to me. And she said, you'd be a better friend to me if you traveled more because I'd go with her, you know. So it was an interesting thing. I think it's a really good kind of conversation starter, but I love it that it started so many conversations for us. And I agree with many of the comments, even though they were very different. Like sometimes I would agree with one comment that said, I would never ask that question because, and sometimes I agreed with someone who said, I would ask that question because, which I found really interesting. Like it wasn't, and so many things in life are like that. There's a lot of gray areas and we're not really sure. So that was a great, I think that was a great conversation starter last week for us. So that's really good. Okay, the sky is pretty much done. I'm going to tuck a little bit of gold or something up here. This needs something up through here. I can see that it needs a little something. Maybe a little red. I'm going to try a little red maybe in through here. It needs a little perk. I kind of need a little perk. I haven't had any coffee today. Like that. Yeah, that works. Now I'm going to take that. I'm going to do the same thing over here underneath our velvet. Okay, these scissors have been cut in linen. So I'm going to see what Angela brought in. One of the things I want to talk about today is scissors. And I just want to show you some of the new scissors. We have a lot of new scissors in the studio, and I want to talk to you about them. And I'll show you those after. Those are beautiful. Okay. I like a standard scissor, something like one of these. So this is a $9.95 Infinity scissor. This is another Infinity scissor. All of these are on the website. Are they all under new products?
They are.
And this is a $16.95. Do we have lots of these ones? Terry, do you know? We do. Good, because I thought I ordered a whole bunch of them. This is one of my favorite scissors. But this titanium one with the purple handle, sometimes I like a bright handle because it can, because I can find it in my wool. I'm always losing it in my wool. This one here is a gorgeous scissor. And there's two pairs in here. These are $29. Isn't that beautiful? So that's kind of a decorative scissor, an antique, and then you have this one for snipping. Oh, I bought these ones lately too. These are on the website now too. Patrick just put them on. So this is our applique scissor for quilting or sewing or hooking or knitting. And the nice thing about this scissor is this is a new one. So this has the flat base. And the nice thing about that is you can just see, you know, and you can take it right off. I love this. You can lift it right off. Now this is a new scissor. We have never had this scissor before. And I love that. So it's really great for trimming. I'm not going to trim my curly locks there. Let's look at some of those other scissors. Do you think I could open some of these and use them? Some of them I will. This scissor is $5, the yellow handle scissor, and I don't know if we can get that anymore. I've been looking on their site and I cannot find it, the company. So I'm having trouble finding that again, but we do still have some left. I know that. This one here is a stainless steel scissor, and it is a more expensive, higher quality scissor. And it has a nice sharp point. It's I think they call it KAI. So it's probably made in Japan, which is a higher quality, more expensive scissor in general. Now this one is one of my favorites, so I don't mind opening this one for you. So I might just keep it for myself. So this one is an excellent scissor for cutting wool. I'm going to get a piece of wool. So I've just got this little piece of cloth, and you don't need a wool cutter right away when you start hooking. You can just use a scissor like
So sharp.
so sharp. Don't cut paper with it. Don't cut linen. Don't cut burlap. Don't make the same mistakes that I have made time and time again. Just save it for your wool. And a good way of doing that, of saving it for your wool, this is a good tip now. This is a stupid little tip, but it works. A good way of saving this scissor for your wool and not cutting linen with it, like I have done with this one so many times, is to take, see, look at the difference, right? Do you know what I mean? I've cut, this is a good scissor. We have this scissor on our website. It's an excellent scissor, and I can take it to Basil and get it sharpened, and I probably will. But you want to make sure that you only use it for wool. Just take your scissors and tie a piece of wool to it. And I know that these gold ones are the latest ones that I've taken for myself. These scissors are $16.95. Let's go back to that fancy one. I want to trim. So over here, I want to trim the cloth that I just cut, right? Just like that. So let's do that again. Let's hook the cloth that I just cut, because we're going to have...
Those scissors were called Pelican scissors.
Which ones? These ones?
The new.
Oh,
yeah.
they're called Pelican. Is that what they're called on our website? Do you know?
I
Yep.
don't. Oh, yeah.
Did we? Okay. So there's your end. And as you trim, you can just sort of lift it. It lets you lift the thing and take it away, which is really convenient. Okay, let me get that out of there. So that is a nice scissor. We will have the regular offset scissors back again. Terry ordered them as well. We just haven't got those in yet. But this is a good quality scissor. And these ones are for, you know, these ones will stick out in your pile. And these are inexpensive, $9.95, $14.95. Our most expensive ones are the set of two, which are $29.95. Well, no, these are like $39.95 or something like that. These.
You do like using them.
I do actually quite like them. I like them better than the original. Okay. They're nice scissors. They're good. They're good quality. All right. Now the wools for this week are over here too. And I think I'm going to pick one of these for myself. Do we have lots of all of these, Terry?
Yeah, well, 10 of
10.
each.
Okay, 10 of each. So we don't have a ton of them. I'm really loving that Diana. So this is called Mecca, M-E-C-H-A, Misha, Mecca, I'm not sure. And it is really a beautiful, beautiful yarn. And this yarn, look at this. Oh, I don't know. I might have to keep one of them all. We may only have 9 of each. Do I have the colors written on here? Or? Indonesia, Diana, denim, good old denim. And I love how these blend together. Like if you wanted to make a C, this is Cirrus Gray, but it's really, really a blue. It has a deep blue. And then this one here is zinnias. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm not sure where I want to go, but I feel like excuse me, please. Any one of these could work in this rug. This is the obvious choice right here. So I'm going to get my new yarn. I'm going to cut it where it's joined. I'm not going to cut it in half again. I'm going to divide it up. Isn't that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
I can't wait to get at it.
And this one's called Diana.
This one is called Diana. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it so that, you know, I can get like 6, 8, 10 rugs out of it without it all getting tangled up.
That's a really good tip.
Dividing that yarn.
And even divide, yeah.
Yeah,
doing
it is.
Like that,
It is a
'cause
good tip.
Mine's a mess.
A lot of mine is a mess too. Like, look at this, right? But I try to do this with them before I get it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all because of sheep farmers, right? It all begins with the sheep farmer who raises the sheep. Like, it's just, yeah. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to hook 2 strands together. And I'm going to go in here wherever, oh, see, it's blending everything together. Wherever I have a little spot. And I'm going to fill in. Oh, this makes me happy. This is like eating dessert. Oh, so nice. Isn't that lovely? Oh, goodness gracious. Look at that. Wherever I have a little spot that needs something, and sometimes a wool like that, well, it just makes all the difference, right? It's gonna, when I take this rug off the frame and you look at it from a distance, you're gonna see that. You're gonna notice what I've done here. Now remember, we have Lorna's window still available, and it's on sale. The course itself is on sale for another, is on sale priced for another week. So don't forget about Lorna's window. And these are all under new products, Angela. These
They
yarns.
are. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have a nice afternoon off yesterday, Ange?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I came in. I missed you. It was good. Good, though. I was happy that you're off. So I want to talk too about, oh, there's another spot, about our question of the day. And our question of the day is, why do you love wool? Why is wool your choice of material to work with? That's what I want to hear about. So you tell us that in the answers, and we do read your answers. Don't forget, tag your bag. We've had some great tags. We've had some really joyful, funny tags. So I really like seeing where you're tagging your new bag and where you're putting it. And we're only doing, like, how many bags do we have left, Terry? Do we have a couple of boxes left downstairs?
I think we're down to our last box.
So we have very few bags left. If you want a bag, you better get it, because we're not going to do that bag again, are we, Angela? We're going to do a bag with a different design if we do another bag, right?
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
I think so.
Angela said she doesn't want to do the same design. She wants to do a new design. So if you want that house design, you better get the bag. We're down to our last box. Wow. We're down to our last box. Wow. That's something.
Wow. I
Okay.
could be wrong. They're over in the side by the.
They're over in the side.
back
So we're
door,
getting
right?
low anyway on the bags. I
Yes.
think there's like 25 left or something like that. So if you want one of our bags, get the bag, tag the bag.
And don't forget about the daily specials.
Oh yeah, our daily deals. We're trying that for another few weeks to see if you like them, if it's kind of fun. You know, it's just a fun thing. And then next week we'll come back and we'll finish up this at the sky. But I really think this has made this rug. And remember your tip. Your latest scissors with a particular color. And you know that those are your top ones. And these can go out on the floor, and these are still great scissors. They're great for cutting linen, for cutting paper, or to send out to the sharpener. We use a skate sharpener to sharpen our scissors. I mean, we don't use a skate sharpener. We send it to the man who sharpens skates. and he sharpens our scissors. So see how I'm going around? I'm going back over. I'm just poking this in all kinds of little places. And that's it for today, folks. I think, are we our time up? Terry, do you know?
11:38.
Well, we're pretty good, I'd say. Anyway, a little overtime today, but that's okay. I was happy to be with you. I'm happy that you're interested in rug hooking. And I'm happy that you share your interest and that you share rug hooking, because I know it's true. When you share rug hooking, you don't know what you're sharing. And that is just the truth of the matter. You could be giving someone friendship, community, solace. You just don't know. Someone told me this week, what did they tell me about rug hooking? Oh, someone told me that it connected them with older women. She was 50 and she was from Ontario. And she said, one of the things rug hooking does for me is it connects me to a great group of older women who are mentors to me. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
She's a woman who's in our inspiration sessions, and she was here this week. So share it. Share what you know. Share what you love. Share rug hooking, because when you share it, you don't know what you're giving to someone. So thank you for being with us this week, and God bless you all, and really have a nice week.